What is up, RGL? Good morning. I'm MadMega, and this is Dick Tracy. I saw somebody mention about how they love in Dick Tracy, if you put in the wrong password, it just blows up, and I figured I'd use the community password for 2069 and give you guys a show of that real quick. Yeah, that one doesn't work. Just blows up. Alright, so let's get started here. This is Dick Tracy, and let me pull up my maps just so I have them, just in case. We shouldn't need them, but, you know, it's probably a good idea to just keep them in mind. And in 3, 2, 1, let's get started. I love the sprites in this. I think they're fantastic. So the way that this game works, we have different cases that we're given to solve by, and this one starts off, somebody was using some funny money, some bogus bucks, if you will. So we're gonna walk up and tie our shoe real quick there. But the way that the game works is we have to collect a couple of clues, and we have to build a case against ne'er-do-well. And to do that, we have to find evidence and collect it and eventually go arrest our suspect. So, right now we're in the fact-finding portion of our investigation. We've got to find a couple of details and some evidence. Duck here. Found a quarter. It's convenient. Now, if I shoot right there, it prevents that guy from shooting because the game doesn't like to have more than one bullet on screen at a time, so we can kind of use that to our advantage in a few locations. I'll try to point it out when I do it. If you've ever seen the Angry Video Game Nerd video on this game, he really hates the snipers. And look, I get it, the snipers are pretty terrible in this, but they're not that bad. I generally kind of use them as if you see a sniper, that's when you're probably about to turn. So we're just gonna punch this guy. We're in a print shop. This is one of my favorite henchmen coming up here, because that guy, like, he sees me jump to pick up that clue, and he must think I can fly, because he's like, oh, there it goes. Shoot, like one of my favorite henchmen in the whole game. Just has no idea. Thinks that Dick Tracy's a superhero. So we're gonna drive around the city. It's laid out in a grid. It's an 8x8 grid. And and on the far side is the pier. This is 9th and F pier. We're gonna pop in here. And you might think, I wonder why he parked that way. That's kind of strange to park over there. And you're right, that is a strange place to park. And I did that for a reason. When we leave this stage, it will trigger a chase scene. Now, because Dick Tracy is a super cop who can't be stopped, we don't have to chase this guy. But if you were playing this game for real, like casually, and you picked it up, you have to chase that guy down because he tells you where you need to go to next. But I already know all that stuff. And I've collected all of the necessary pieces of evidence, as well as the super punch, which is super awesome, because it turns other enemies into projectiles, and we use it to clear out rooms for us. So we've collected a bunch of evidence. It turns out that Numbers is running funny money. And we're gonna go over here, and we're gonna be like, hey man, the math doesn't add up. This game has a sort of cover system. Certain things will block bullets. So right there, you saw that like that one nightstand just sort of like blocked the bullet from hitting me. I was able to just sort of jump around it, which is convenient. That's Numbers. So let's arrest him. Oh, you got me! I did it. So now, this is Torch Song Tale. This is somebody burned down a nightclub And there's a witness who says that the proprietor of the nightclub, Lips Manless, is the one who did it. Well, I don't know about that. We've got to find some evidence. Can't just go taking the word of every Tom, Dick, or Harry that's around says something, so. Picked up a clue. This little heart thing is that is a first aid kit. We're gonna pick up a couple of those because this game has a one life to live policy. If I die, the game is over. That's it. We have to put in a code and start over, and unfortunately, the game is very difficult to beat that way because pretty much from case 2 onwards, we'll be trying to collect tear gas and some other items that we will lose if we have to continue, and without those the end can be very, very difficult. So let's go through 4th and I here. Punch that guy because, you know, he's in the way. I'm just gonna keep walking, and a lot of times if you just walk confidently, you will not be shot by the enemies. They'll just miss you, so keep that in mind. Dick Tracy, he is, you know, he knows that that if he's just confident, walks in there, struts his stuff, he's not gonna get hit. So it's a good feeling. All right, so that's 4th and I. We're gonna go to 7th and I. So we just make a turn here. Do a quick little Huey there. You know what? We have an extra super punch. We should use it. Now this is our first tear gas that I mentioned. We're gonna pick it up there. But now we have, this is the shortest case in the game. This is one that I'm actually a big fan of because of how simple it is. We're gonna drive down here, and this case ends with maybe the best quote-unquote action stage in the whole game. Because you punch one guy and then you don't have to do anything. So this guy, he's gonna, again, rudimentary cover system. It shoots into the chair for some reason, so I can just walk right up to him, punch him, and now walk, keep my eyes dead ahead, don't worry about anything else. We're good. And this is Lips Manless. I'm gonna arrest him. You got me. I did it. He did do it, and we got him. Alright, bang up job. Somebody sent one of my colleagues a letter bomb. So that's not cool. So let's go investigate some things. Gonna start over here at 5th and C, see? And this is where things kind of get a little silly. Now that there are a lot more enemies that are carrying guns, there's a lot more enemies that I'm going to shoot. In Dick Tracy, if you shoot an unarmed enemy, you lose health. So we try not to do that ever, if we can help it. But one of the nice things about the game is that if a guy's going to carry a gun, he's wearing the appropriately colored t-shirt at that location. So you're never surprised when you see somebody with a gun in this game. They're always in every location. Everybody wearing the same color shirt is either armed or they're not. So you'll notice we parked a little funny again. There might be a reason for that. So this is I think this is a Star Trek convention this nightclub is having, because all these red shirts, they all want to die. And that is a classic Star Trekism. All these red shirts doing what red shirts do best. Not surviving the episode. We'll be nice to those guys. Oh, here's another car chase that we're just going to skip. We don't have to worry about it. Your car acts as cover when you're not in it, so the snipers sometime shoot, but I just think that's kind of neat. Punch that guy. Again, we picked up another tear gas. Every time you pick up a tear gas in the game, it gives you 2 more. So with that collection right there, it'll be up to 6. Alright, so it looks like somebody borrowed a book on explosives from the library. See, this is no, people don't want you to read because maybe you'll go to the library and buy a book on explosives, I guess. I don't know. But again, a lot more red shirts. And in the library, of course, you want to be quiet, so we're going to just immediately pull out our handgun and shoot everybody that gets in our way. Got punched. I'm not really sure where those guys are, like, coming down from. Like, they're just sort of, like, falling in from the sky. But, you know, cool. So as we walk through here, we've got 2 more guys in red shirts. Just gonna punch him for good measure. Library's records show explosives checked out by Flat Top. Okay. Well, it looks like we gotta go get Flat Top then. Do not hit this car. If you hit this car, you can soft lock the game. I have done that. It is infuriating. You don't get hit by a safe. That would be the opposite of safe, actually. And we got this guy. And now we're gonna run over here. This is Flat Top standing here in the purple shirt. You got me. I did it. All right. The kidnapped caper, a diplomat, heard a foghorn during captivity. Okay. So this game gets kind of tough if you're a kid because, like, that's all it tells you. So, like, it trusts that you're smart enough that you'll figure out, oh, I need to go to the pier, and I just need to check all the piers. Like, it's you know, it's asking for a lot, I think, from an 8-year-old, but that's not too bad for us as adults who have used the game facts to tell us exactly where we need to go and what we're doing. As usual, I'm not gonna... Oh, no, wait, we do need to chase that guy. No, we don't. We don't need to chase that guy. We're good. It's just that you can't actually get to this entrance if you don't, like, pull forward and pull back. The screen won't let you... The screen scroll won't let Tracy go that far away. Ow. Taking a lot of shots here. Not loving it. Okay, 2nd in C. Gotta get up to 6th in G. And so we've got a little bit of evidence. Like I said, we're not following the actual trail of clues. We're kind of doing something a little different. Ouch. Now, if this works, we punch this guy, and it should hit that guy and that guy. It takes out 2 separate enemies. And that then gives us the ability to, if I'm fast enough, that guy will despawn. Ah, boo. Didn't quite get the spawn I wanted. We're doing roughly okay here on health. This is far and away the longest case in the game. It's the most difficult case, I would say. You actually travel to 3 of the 4 corners of the map. You start at the bottom left. This is our trip to the top right. 9th and J Pier. You also, on this particular case, you are dealing with the tightest ammo constraint too. this is very easily the stage where you could run out of ammunition if you're not careful. So we try to be a little careful. So we're gonna run over here and shoot this guy first. And I think what we should do is we're gonna shoot that guy there. Now we're gonna switch back to the super punch, because these guys can all be punched and it doesn't really cost us a whole lot of time to do it this way, so I'm just gonna punch these guys out of here. Alright, so now we have to get to the other side of the map. As I said, we've been to two of the four corners. Now we're going to hit our third. Just try not to get shot by this sniper here. Go up here. This is first and J. Just gonna shoot that guy because reasons. Now, if this works, this guy sort of like paves the road for me, if you will. Okay. We are pretty good. We're gonna use another of our first aid kits, and we have all of the evidence we need to arrest the Brow. It turns out that his fingerprints are on a bottle of chloroform, and he is the one who kidnapped the diplomat. Kidnap the Diplomat. Sounds like a song that Fall Out Boy would write or something. Anyways, now we go to the final location where the Brow is hanging out, which is right up here. Finally a short drive. But you'll notice we have like 12 rounds. We've shot a lot of people in this case. If they're wearing gray, it ain't their day. They're gonna have a bad day if they're wearing gray. And we're actually going to use a feature of how the guns work. That when you run out of bullets, it automatically switches to punch, and so it picks up that item as I fire the last shot. So it sort of happens automatically, which is really kind of nice. All right. And this is our final case. We are going to arrest Big Boy Caprice. But before we can do that, we got to make a couple of stops. We got to build our case. So we're going to go back to first and C. And for some reason, this stage has one of the clues that you can use. It's not... You wouldn't see this if you were following the clues as like as intended. But for some reason, because it spawns this extra clue in this stage, we can stop there, and it actually makes this final case pretty trivial. There's not a ton of overworld movement. We have that first and C, which is right by where we start. Here's the bank. And we're going to spend a fair amount of time at the bank. We jump over these guys. I mentioned before, we don't shoot unarmed people, we shoot that guy. Because if we don't, all of those safes will hit you. It just, for some reason, the way that the timing works, it's a real problem. Okay, so that's our first trip through the bank. Go right back in. And it's not a different stage, but a slightly different stage. The enemy layouts are different. We don't need to shoot this guy, because he'll miss us with his punch, so these won't hit us. These guys are up here now, they weren't before. I'm going to use that, because why not? That's another clue. And we've done a bunch of stuff at the bank. So now we're going to make our way to our second to last location. Drive up here till we hit a dead end, and then we follow this big building. Head on up. There's 4th and H. There's the Ritz. That's where Big Boy is. That's where we're going next. But you can say hi to Big Boy briefly. Run into 3rd and H garage. We're gonna pick up one more thing of tear gas, a super punch, and one more clue before we can arrest Big Boy. So we're getting close to the end here. Got a shout out George the Fat Man Sanger. He composed the music for this. Music slaps. One of the best reasons to play the game, in my opinion. Punch that guy. Alright, so we have all the clues we need. We've got everything we gotta do. Let's go to 4th and H and arrest Big Boy Caprice. Now, the tear gas has a cool property that basically treats it as a super punch when you throw it, so I take damage intentionally in the beginning there, so that I can get right on top of that guy and basically just send him and clean out enemies in front of me. It goes a long way to keeping me alive. Though admittedly, I'm taking a little bit of damage here. It's okay. We have we have an extra tear gas that we can burn here if we need to. Oh yeah, we're gonna be okay here. Let's throw that. Why not? And this is Big Boy. I'm gonna give him the punch. Give him the classic. And that's him. He's arrested. I gotta hand it to you, Tracy. I hate your guts, but you're a good cop. Tracy, you're 1 in a million. Only you could have solved that case. See you later, Big Boy. Say in 20 life. Extra, Tracy blasts Big Boy behind bars. Hell yeah. So, stick around. I've got one more coming for you this morning. But that's Dick Tracy, and it's the first time we see him smile.